It's a pleasure to have you again, dear grade 12 students, to this video, which is about the writing of module 7a. This is part 2 of how to write a short story, and it is found in your student book, page 103. We are having 3 objectives in today's video. The first one is that we will help you recognize the importance of using direct speech in narratives. The second one is that you will be able to recognize the role of linkers and time references in narratives, and you will write a story with a narrative hook from the first person perspective. This is a quick reminder of the 6 narrative hooks we've studied in the previous video. Remember that you can use any one of them in the first or the second sentence of the first paragraph of the opening paragraph of the exposition. Okay. Also, this hook can be written in 2 sentences. I mean, in the first and the second sentence of the exposition. You can use a quotation or inspiring words of a famous person. You can use a direct speech or real words spoken by the main character. You can use a vivid description of a setting. You can give shocking facts or statistics. You can use a dramatic statement or a rhetorical question. My dear student, open your book, page 103. You will find this story, and this is the first paragraph. Read it. Read the exposition or the first paragraph, and you have some tasks. Please determine or underline in your book the type of hook used in this paragraph. In addition, identify or underline the characters, also how the writer set the scene, the setting, reference to time and place, the context of this story, and the narrative voice, the voice of narration or perspective. Is he using first, second, or third voice of narration? Also underline the linkers or time references used in this paragraph. Now stop the video, take 5 minutes, and when you finish, please come back for the feedback. Are you ready? Okay. He says, my cousin Khalid and I. What are these components right here? Exactly, they are the characters. And when he says I, he is using the first person perspective. The voice of narration is the first person. Okay, my cousin Khalid and I could not possibly have imagined what lay ahead. What lay ahead means what we would meet. When we use this expression, no one knows what lies ahead, it means no one knows what will happen. This is the present, lie, and this is the past, lay, lie, lay, layin. Okay, what lay ahead that day. This is reference to time, right? We had always dreamt of visiting London. This is the place. Great. And our dream had finally come true. The day after our arrival. Yes, exactly, this is time reference. Very good. We woke up early as we had a long list of popular attractions to visit, and we were eager to set off to start our journey. The destination that was the highlight, the best part of our day was, without a doubt, the National History Museum. It is not only home of a remarkable collection of precious stones, but at the same time, it was also exhibiting a rare and priceless blue diamond, a remarkable and invaluable blue diamond, this blue diamond, which is worth 250 million euros. Now, what's the hook used in this paragraph? You got it? Exactly. It's a dramatic statement. How about the time linker or time reference? This is the time reference. We are studying this model in order to learn how to write our own short story. So remember to include the same components whenever you write a short story. Again, use characters, set the scene correctly, describe the context, okay, and use the first person voice of narration. Indeed, the context here is, the journey, the destination, the National History Museum, etc. Okay. Now, my dear student, we have analyzed, we have known perfectly what to write in paragraph 1. Now, what should we write in paragraph 2? What is the function of paragraph 2? Do the same. Stop the video for 4 or 5 minutes and think of the function of paragraph 2. Also, underline time linkers or references used in this paragraph. Now, are you ready? Okay, let's go. He says, because both Khalid's father and mine and my father are jewelers, we have developed an active interest in all types of gemstones. I had, number 1, pre-booked our tickets. So the first action he did is that he pre-booked the tickets. Why? To make sure that we would not miss the opportunity of seeing this unique gemstone, unique one of a kind gemstone. From where? From up close, from very close. Our tickets were booked for the 5 o'clock entry. This is time reference. He refers to time, right? Which meant what? Which meant we were the last visitors allowed to the museum or into the museum. There was a lot to see. So what did they do next? They decided to save the blue diamond exhibit for last. This is an intense moment in the story. So the function of paragraph 2 is that we write it in order to build up tension. We do not write whatever comes to our minds, dear students. We write specific paragraphs with a specific function to each of them. So in the second paragraph, you build up tension by describing events leading up to the intense moment. Okay, this is a summary of the events that lead up to the intense moment. First, the writer showed his interest in gemstones in general, then pre-booked the tickets and saved the blue diamond exhibit for the last part of the tour. Okay, this is reference to time, as I told you, and please remember to build up tension in the second paragraph. You build up tension and suspense professionally in your own story. Again, dear student, read paragraph 3 and try to identify the climax event or the dramatic turn in it. Again, underline the time linkers or time references, and notes that the writer used direct speech twice. Can you see right here in this paragraph? What is the effect of using direct speech in stories in general? Okay, now pause, take 5 minutes, and then come back for analysis. Are you ready? He says, we had just reached the exhibit. What tense is right here? This is the past perfect, right? And then it is followed by the past simple. This shows the sequence of events action number 1 took place here, followed directly by action number 2. Okay, he says, we had just reached the exhibit. The moment we reached the exhibit, when the whole place went dark. This action happened directly after the first one. A moment of uncomfortable silence was followed by nervous chatter, nervous gossip. Stay calm, everybody. There is no need to worry, said a loud voice, quite close to where we were standing. We've had a series of blackouts lately, but our emergency generators will start working soon, and everything will go back to normal. Okay, at that moment, I felt someone brush past me. When you brush past someone, you move in front of someone and touch him. Okay, and a few minutes later, the lights came on again. Khalid and I stared in disbelief at the high security display case and then at each other. The blue diamond had disappeared. This is the dramatic turn, the climax event in the story, right? And the effect of using direct speech is that it helps to make the story more realistic. It helps to change the pace of the story and provide variety to keep the reader interested. Okay, here are some time references. I highlighted this point before, and then he used at that moment, and a few minutes later we will discuss the importance of using time linkers in the coming slides. Okay, now remember to keep the reader interested in reading the story by using direct speech in your stories. In paragraph 4, dear students, we write the following actions, which are the events following the turning point, following the climax. Can you identify them, please? Again, we still have this task, trace, time linkers, and references. Now do the same, pause, okay, read, and then come back for the feedback. Within minutes, the place was filled with police officers, and all the visitors and staff members were first searched and then questioned. It was past midnight when the curator, the keeper of the museum, okay, showed us out. That night, remember reference to time, right? I had difficulty sleeping. Something just didn't seem right. At about 6 o'clock in the morning, time reference again, just as I was falling asleep, okay, using past tenses in narration, I suddenly realized what had been bothering me, disturbing me. Indeed, the moment the police officers arrived, they searched and questioned the visitors and staff. These are the events following the turning point, right? The writer remembered what had been bothering or disturbing him. And this is, yes, exactly, time linkers and time references, right? Now we have this main question: what is the role of time references and linkers in the narrative, in writing stories in general? This is exercise B, question number 5. Okay, time references and linkers help the writer organize the events so that there is a clear progression of events. We move from action number 1 to action number 2, step 1 and then step 2, etc. Okay, so remember to organize the events of your story by using time linkers. Now this is the resolution, the last paragraph. How is the situation finally dealt with? Your task here, dear student, is to read and to answer this question. Okay, have you done it? Now the writer informed the police, you must have discovered this, about the clue, and the clue was the curator's perfume. It proved to be helpful in solving the mystery or the riddle, right? Now, for exercise C, please write a short story in which you played an important role in solving a mystery or a crime. Remember to use the first person singular, I, or plural, we, in your narration. Use a suitable narrative hook. Okay, use the plot diagram to map your events in 5 paragraphs, as we have already studied. Also, brainstorm your ideas by using this diagram. Okay, my story, my theme, the main idea of the story, when did it take place, where, time and place, refer to setting, right? Who are the main characters, what happened and why, and how it was resolved in the end. This is a model, my dear student. Do not memorize any story. Okay, take this first and second paragraph, stop the video now, read them, analyze them in the same way. Okay, done. Take the third and fourth paragraph, stop again, read them carefully. You have reached the climax right here. Okay, then the following action, right? Now take the resolution. Okay, you are asked now to write your own story and please ask your teacher for feedback. Thank you so much for watching this video, which will be available on Microsoft Teams.